Hey guys, I see that 2 people have joined. This is my first live on YouTube. My phone keeps like making me super exposed, so I'm sorry with the lighting here. I'm gonna try to figure that out a little bit. Maybe I go down here. It's so good to see you guys. Hey everyone, what's up? I didn't have time to do my makeup. I kind of slept in. This lighting is crazy. What the heck? I wish that I'd keep focused on me, but yeah, apparently not. So yeah, I figured I'd just do like a quick little kind of everyday makeup while I'm on live here. That'll be kind of something fun to do anyways, since I didn't have time before. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been dying to wear this dress. I got it when I was in LA at Buffalo Exchange. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. I got it shortened at the tailors because it was like down to here. And I like it to be just a little bit shorter. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it anyways. Thanks guys. What's up? Hey Alyssa, I see you up there. Hi from Texas. Thanks guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Hey Bethany. If you hear Andrew in the background, he just kind of spilled his coffee on the carpet. So he's working on cleaning that up. So you might hear like the blow dryer in the background. Because, yeah, the carpet is kind of soaked in coffee right now. I'm thinking, I could write some 90K. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for 90K. Honestly, it's just crazy to think about. I can't even grasp that from like thinking back to where I started and just like thinking that I'm sitting here on my floor talking to you guys right now. It's really crazy. But thank you guys so much. It really means the world to like share my life with you guys and be able to, you know, just share my interests and everything. It's been super fun. So for so long, it's great to see you. Thank you so much, Juliana. Make a song album recommendation video. That would be very fun, and I should definitely do that. I'm trying to make more playlists on Spotify too. I usually use Apple Music for any music that I listen to. So if you have an Apple Music, you can search Devyn Crimson and you can find my playlists on there. But I'm working on adding more of those to Spotify as well because I know most people tend to use Spotify, I feel like. So yeah, that's something that I'm working on too. But I do have a Spotify right now with a couple playlists on it, and it's Crimson and Clover with an underscore at the end. That was like my original username back in the day. So that's what my Spotify one was, and I can't figure out how to change it. So yeah. Do you have any plus size retro stores? I know that Miracle Eye will do any size, and most like smaller brands I feel like work with you. And they'll like, if you have like a certain size or a measurement, they could probably make it special. I know that Miracle Eye does plus sizes, and they will do like alterations, like if you have a certain, you know, size body in like a certain way, like your waist is really small and your hips are bigger, you know, that kind of a thing. I feel like that's pretty common for women, at least. They'll work with you with that and help to make your outfit fit as best as it can. Favorite Beatles song? That is so hard. I don't know if I have a favorite one. It changes all the time. But Rubber Soul is my favorite album. Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite song. It's too hard to pick one. Any good online vintage stores that are trustworthy? So far, any like small brand that I've bought from are really trustworthy and really good like customer service, which I feel like is another plus to working with smaller stores usually, is that they're more like one-on-one with the customer. Have you gotten any fan mail yet? I sent you one. Oh my gosh, I'll have to see. I haven't gotten that yet, but I've gotten a couple things. I have a photo here that was drawn of me and I put it up on my wall. I'll show you guys even. I wonder if I can turn this around if I tap this. No, it doesn't seem like I can. Oh, here. Sorry guys, I'm learning how to use this form of live, but this was something that I got in the mail and I hung it up. I recently just actually reorganized my vanity for you. A little side note here. Excited about that. George is my favorite Beatle. He's got to be. I started out first was Ringo was my favorite, and then was Paul, and now George has been for a long time. Greetings from Orlando, Florida. Thank you so much for going live. Oh, thank you, 30 Cherry. When Darlin' Darren come out. Oh, thank you. I'm really excited. It was really funny because we hadn't like planned on working on our original songs that practice. We were just gonna go and we have a couple covers that we were like, okay, we're gonna work on recording these. But then Michelle had sent that song in like a voice memo to us, and Ashley and Kristen had brought it up, and so then we all just kind of started jamming to it, and yeah, we decided that we were gonna start recording that next. So I honestly don't know for sure like how long it will take for us to record that, but it shouldn't be too long. I'm hoping this summer for sure, like within a couple months, I'd say. We're trying to do weekly practices, so that's what we're going to be working on there. Thank you, Peppermint Sprinkle. That's a cute name, by the way. I'm really working hard, so, you know, getting a little bit better each time. Do I cut my own hair? Sometimes I do. I haven't cut my hair in a long time, hence the Joey Ramone look we have going on. But I'm kind of just trying to see how long I can let my bangs go, because I haven't grown them out for a couple years now. So I think it'd be fun to like change it up a little bit. I do like the Bee Gees. Quarantine cut, vintage haircut. Ooh, what haircut are you gonna get? Advice for being confident dressing vintage. I would say slowly getting out of your comfort zone, because if you like go full on out right away, you're gonna not be happy. You know, you're gonna be like, this is not for me. I don't feel good in this. You're gonna feel awkward. Probably, that's just speaking from my own personal experience. Like slowly stepping in, like adding little bits every day until you're more comfortable with each piece, and then, you know, gradually increasing the like look, I feel like is a good way to ease into it. Can you guys hear the music in the background? Greetings from Australia. Jeez Louise, what time is it there? My favorite Beatle era, probably like 65, 66. Those are my two favorite eras, and I really like 68 too. I will be doing bundles as soon as thrift stores open again, because I can't really shop while they're closed. So as soon as those open back up, I plan on starting to do some bundles again. But I don't know if I'll be doing 6 each week again, or I might take it back to 4 like I had it before, just because I've really been enjoying having this extra time to focus on my YouTube a little bit more. I love animals. I have a dog at my parents' house. Not now because I'm gone too much, so unfortunately I can't have a pet. Plus, I would feel way too bad if I had a pet in this house, because we don't really have a yard for it to like hang out in and whatever. And then it's always loud in this house since we're always playing music, and I feel like a dog would not be interested in that. Oh, you were born in 68? My mom was too. That's awesome. Good year. Hollywood, California, what's up? Oh, I miss LA. I love Blondie, and I love The Who as well. How's the weather? It's kind of overcast today, but I was just outside and it's a little bit chilly, but it's kind of got like a humidity in the air. I think it's supposed to storm later, so it's kind of a nice like spring, early summer kind of a stormy day. Oh, thank you, Talia. If I could choose any decade, what would I choose? I mean, I like living in the year that we live in now because I like the internet and I like having the option to wear all different kinds of styles. Like, even if I don't want to wear 60s and 70s, sometimes I do like some 90s looks or, you know, some 50s looks, and I feel like living in the time that we live in now, we're lucky because we get to choose with all of the past things that have gone on, and throughout all the music as well. Like, I can listen to 70s music, I can listen to 60s music, can listen to modern music. I like having options, so that's a good thing. And another obvious reason is a lot of political things and social issues, which have come a long way. So, I mean, if I could just, if we're talking about like for fashion and music only specifically, maybe 68, just because then I have like 66 and 65 behind me, and it's a little more, it's not quite like the hippie look. Like 67 was just a whole world of its own, but I feel like 68 had a cool kind of grungy vibe to it. Greetings from Mexico. Wow. In Israel. Wow. All over the place. Hello. Hello. Do I like the Bee Gees? I do. I'm not like a huge Bee Gees fan, but I do like them for sure. Any country I'd like to visit. I'd like to visit every single country, honestly. I'd love to go back to the Netherlands just because that was so fun. I'd like to go when it's actually like warmer out, because when I went it was February, so it was kind of cold and rainy every single day. It was still really beautiful, so I'd love to go back and see it when it's in like full bloom and everything. Are you a Harry Styles fan? I'm not really like a fan of his music. I don't really listen to it or anything, but I love his style and I love every picture that I see of him. I update your blog soon. Have you ever considered publishing a book about all the amazing ideas? Yeah, the blog. I've been thinking about that kind of recently because I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do with it. I feel like blogs aren't as popular anymore and it takes a long time to write posts. So, yeah. I gotta take off my shoes here. They're kind of killing me as I'm sitting on my legs. But I do plan on like writing a book someday, like when I'm older, of like, I don't know, my life, kind of like the Pamela DeBar style where she takes like diary entry kind of experiences and writes about them and shares her life through that kind of a perspective. So that is definitely something I plan on doing. But with the blog, maybe I'll start writing more posts once in a while. It's kind of something fun to do, especially when I'm traveling. I feel like that gives me more of a reason to do it. You were lucky. Yes, I was. Seriously, she's a sweetie. I love the easy beats. Do you listen to any current artists? I do. I like the Lemon Twigs a lot. Foxygen have got into a little bit. Let's see. It's so hard to think of things like on the spot. The Blackfoot Gypsies I love. They're a Nashville band. And of course Andrew's music, which he's working on getting up on his channel, and then he'll get up on Spotify and everything. I love his music. Yeah, there's a ton, honestly. I love the Lemon Twigs. Yeah, they're so awesome. Who's my favorite 60s model? Ooh, that's hard. I really love Patty Boyd, obviously. She is beautiful. I love Penelope Tree because she has a really interesting look, I feel like. And Twiggy as well, of course. She's iconic. So many amazing models from the 60s. Have you ever considered acting in movies or styling in movies? Your video about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh, thank you. That was a fun video to do. I would love to style a movie if I ever had the opportunity. That would be amazing. And I used to actually want to be an actress, so I had definitely thought about it before. And if the chance arose, I would not turn it down for sure. I don't know if I have the like talent or credibility to act in a movie, but I mean, if it came, I would definitely do it. I do love Anita Pallenberg. Yes, she is one of my top style icons. My top 5, I think I wrote up my top 5 recently, and it's Patty Boyd, Marianne Faithfull, Anita Pallenberg, Jane Birkin, and who was the 5th? Oh, it was Alice Cooper. Yeah. Plans for the next 2 or 3 years? Is there a goal you're following? I do not plan that far ahead, to be honest. Sagittarius here, I just kind of like live by the seat of my pants. But I have like goals, I guess, that I want to achieve throughout my life, or like things that I would love to do. But like the main goal for me is just to be happy with whatever I'm doing. I don't feel like I want to reach a certain whatever or whatever. As long as I'm happy doing whatever I'm doing, I'm cool with it, to be honest. I just want to travel is a main thing. Like travel a lot. I'd love to go to Europe more. I've only been to the Netherlands. That was my first time being out of the United States. And then while we were there, we drove into Germany for like a hot second. And then I took a bus from the Netherlands to Paris. So we kind of drove through there. And I was in Paris for like 12 hours. But I'd love to travel a lot more. Just anywhere, really. Goals. I'd love one day to be like a radio DJ for Sirius XM. Like Little Steven's Underground Garage, if anybody listens to that. That's like one of my favorite channels to listen to. I think that the radio DJs are like the coolest, and I could just sit and listen to them talk for hours because they seem like they have like some seriously cool stories to tell. And their voices are always super cool too. I don't know what it is. What drew you to play the bass? I had been wanting to play an instrument just in general, and I had tried the guitar before, and I just seemed like really kind of, it was really daunting to me anyways. Like, it seemed like something I couldn't handle. I was kind of like scared of it, and I feel like 4 strings, here it is, 4 strings is a little less aggressive, or it seemed a little less like unable for me to do, I guess. So yeah, that was one thing. And then for the longest time, actually, I had not been able to really pick out a bass line in a song until I like turned up all the bass all the way in my car, and Andrew would kind of like sing them for me, and he helped me to pick them out. And then finally I could do it on my own, and I was so in love with like bass lines. I was like, this makes the song so much deeper and really like changes it. It's very melodic, and I really love it. And then I found Susie Quattro too, and I was like, this woman is amazing, and I want to be her. Do you like The Cure? I haven't really listened to The Cure, to be honest. Strawberry Fields just came on the radio. That's amazing. Great timing. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not getting everybody's question. I'm just kind of like flying through here. How are your wedding plans coming along? Will you consider doing a video on vintage wedding look ideas and attire? That would be very fun because there's so many good inspiration pictures. The planning is going really well. We found a really great place to have the ceremony outside, and it's like exactly what I wanted. We're not having it at the park that I thought I was originally going to have it at. It's a little bit further away from like my hometown and everything, but the place is perfect. It's like in the middle of the woods, and it's just got these pine trees that are so tall all around it, and you're like encapsulated by these huge trees in this clearing that has all these wooden benches and then just like a little stage. And we're just going to decorate it with a ton of flowers that my mom is growing at her house. She has a huge garden, so she's growing all the flowers, and yeah, I'm really excited. I have no internet all day. I was so worried. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're here, Bethany. And I hope your internet gets fixed. Is a Thunderbird? It's a Thunderbird. No, it's not. It's an Epiphone. We got it actually at a pawn shop. Andrew got it before I even met him, I believe. Yeah, it's been around. So he got it for $200, so it was quite the steal. But actually, I'm getting a new bass soon. I'm really, really excited. I'm getting a Fender P bass, and I'm getting it in this like light yellow color. Our friend Brendan, who plays drums on Andrew's channel, if you're familiar, he texted us and he's like, I have 50% off of Fender, so if you guys need anything, let us know. So that was really cool. I'm turning 18 soon. I'm scared of growing up. Any advice? I'm just going to tell you, it only... Oops. I just touched something. It only gets better after high school. Like, I do not miss it. Like, I feel like I was kind of afraid too, or I was like, oh, I'm not going to be like a teenager anymore. I'm going to be in my 20s, whatever. But honestly, life has just gotten better. I've gotten to know myself more. I get more comfortable with myself every single year, I feel like. And yeah, life is cool. So there's only cool things ahead and exciting things. Like, your life is exciting, so be excited about it. You're getting your first bass in June? Nice. I'm gonna grab my coffee. All the cinnamon goes right to the bottom. Hey yo, Chicago gang. Yeah, Chicago gang. Have you ever met Paula Ringo? No, but I would absolutely love to. I should probably start doing my makeup. I forgot that I was going to be doing that. Yeah. So I started keeping some of my makeup out on my vanity, actually, here. Before I used to keep it in a little bag in these suitcases down here. But I decided last night, as I was reorganizing, that I wanted to... That is not a good place to put you. Keep some of it just out on my vanity, because my sister-in-law actually gave me these like beautiful vintage vanity pieces like this. I cleaned it out and I broke up my like face powder into a loose powder and I put it in there. And so I wanted to keep some things out because some things are really pretty too. Like, I don't know, this brush I think is cute. So yeah, I kept the cute things and like everyday use things out on my vanity now instead of putting them in the bag. Why don't you get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich? Ryan, why don't you get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich? Because I haven't eaten today and I'm starving. Remember the LA picnic? I do. I have the Beatles mirror actually in my purse. I keep it with me and that is one of my favorite things. And it comes in handy a lot because you never know when you're gonna need to like check what's in your teeth, you know? Okay, the last pieces. I'm good for knowing other people who love 60s and 70s and seeing grow up with everyone is just emotional and groovy. I'm a big fan of yours. I would love to meet you someday too, May Angel, and thank you for always commenting. I always see them and they bring a smile to my face. You are such a sweetie, honestly. I would love to meet you someday as well. So hopefully when this is all over and we can all get together, I can travel a little more and we can do like fun picnics like I did in LA that one time. I was so sad because if you're familiar with Child of Venus and Mars, she also has a YouTube channel and she does like 60s and 70s style. So I recommend you checking it out if you're not familiar with her. She was going to do a picnic anyways in Central Park, but it got canceled because of the virus, so hopefully she'll reschedule that. And yeah, we can get together if anybody's in New York. Is that a Thunderbird? Yes. This is Rhonda. My pride and joy. She's as big as me, basically. When I showed my mom this guitar, because I told her I was playing bass and everything, she was like, that's what you're playing? That thing is bigger than you are. And it's true, it is like a huge ass bass. What about doing a meet and greet? Yes, yes. That's what the picnics are, basically a meet and greet, but I like calling it like a groovy picnic, like fun get together. I think it sounds a little more, I don't know, fun. So I appreciate all the hard work that you put into your videos. Thank you so much. Yeah, Ava is really awesome. She's hilarious, and she's so fun. She let me sleep in her dorm room before my last flight, and I'm forever grateful to her because I needed that rest. I like knocked out hard. Can I say you really remind me of Maureen? Well, thank you. I love Maureen. She is like a style icon too. How do I feel about John Lennon? Not the best guy, a good artist. Because of Miss P. Oh, wow. Well, that's good. Thanks to Miss P. Where do you keep all your clothes? That is a good question. They're all over the house, and today is our laundry day. We're gonna go do laundry after this, so they're all over, quite literally, right now. But I have, like, pants and stuff up here, and then Andrew keeps his clothes there, too. And then I have some shoes here, and then I have a front laundry room. We don't have a real closet in this house. This house is, like, super old that I'm living in. And the setup is really weird and it's really small, so the clothes are all over the place because of that reason. So we have like a front laundry room that I keep a rack of clothes in, and I keep like scarves and stuff in. And then we have like a front coat closet, I'm sure it's supposed to be, but that's where we hang up a lot of other clothes as well. Oh, in Arizona? Well, I want to go to Phoenix sometime. So, you know, it could happen. I do like Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin. Are you still selling guitar picks on your Etsy? Not currently. They kind of are a pain in the butt to make. And so with bundles, they were just getting to be a lot with everything else going on, like band practice and you know, YouTube and whatnot. So I kind of just stopped making those, but I'm not opposed to doing something like that in the future, and I'd like to do like a metal kind of a version of it, like something that's a little more higher quality. So yeah, but I do have my Modern Muse collab still with Mindflowers going on, and we're working on kind of like bringing back some of the colors and doing some new styles as well. So that's top secret. That's just between us, you guys, but that is happening. I have way too many clothes. I know, it's hard, but like, you know, Andrew gets it because he's the same way with his guitars. So hopefully in our next place that we get, we'll have a little bit more room to store things, and I can have like a workroom where I have all of my clothes and like styling stuff. How do you stay so positive? Again, it's a Sagittarius thing, I've been told, but I feel like I've always just tried to look on the bright side of things. Try, again, like, of course, everybody has like bad days and gets mad about things, so I'm not saying at all that I never am upset or mad or, you know, frustrated, but it's helpful. I feel like it just makes things go a lot easier, and you can handle things a lot more when you choose to look at things in a positive light. Closet tour from like months ago. Oh, thank you. I need to redo that. I need to reorganize that front room really badly. We just took a bunch of the winter coats upstairs. Thank goodness it's summertime. So there's a little more room, but it still needs some help. Someone who wants to pursue a career in modeling in the vintage world. I would say this is what I did. So I'm just speaking from my own experience and what I did. But I really wanted to do modeling when I was younger too. Like, I feel like that's a classic thing that a lot of like young people want to do. And so I just started taking pictures on my Instagram, trying to like set up, make sure you have like nice lighting, do your hair cute, put on like some fun makeup or a cute outfit, whatever is your kind of a vibe, and just take your own pictures, start making a portfolio, and then once you're old enough, I don't know how old you are, but you should either always go, well, no matter what, you should always go with somebody if you're meeting a photographer that you don't know. If you're not allowed to bring somebody, to me, it's fishy. I gotta turn down this ad, it's driving me crazy. So always go with somebody because you can never be too safe, honestly. So take somebody with you, no matter what age you are, if you're going to work, and you're gonna have to do work for free with photographers for a while. That's just like building up your portfolio. Like, you do free work for them, they'll do some free work for you. They get to use your image in their portfolio for their photography stuff, and you get to use it for your modeling one. So it works out well. You have to find photographers that are kind of around the same point in your career as you, so that you can have like a nice fair exchange going on, I feel like. But that will definitely help. You got to have a portfolio, and for a long time, and still most of my pictures that I use in my portfolio are photos that I took myself with my iPhone. So I think that in this modern world, and especially in the vintage community, you don't need to have like super high fashion headshots, you know, and have a really exact model look, be sample size and whatever, because I'm not, and I do work. I used to actually try to get signed by a modeling agency, and I've given up because I just do not care, and I don't really see the need for it anymore. But for a while I really, really wanted to get signed, and I was signed with somebody when I first got out of high school, but I never got any work from it. I just lost a bunch of money, so look out for that. And then when I moved to Chicago, I was like, well, there's open casting call days, you know, you can walk into the building with your portfolio, this and that. And I went to a couple, and every single place pretty much told me that I was too short by an inch because I'm 5'7", you have to be 5'8", and also that my tattoos were a no-no. And one place told me that I would never ever work in fashion. I've heard some pretty harsh things going into there, so don't let those places discourage you, and don't let being told by no by anybody discourage you, because I've been told like no, or I've been shot down like a million bazillion times with modeling, with like online work, trying to start that up, with, you know, just my career path that I've decided to choose. A lot of people will tell you no, and will tell you that you're never going to make it, or that you'll never get work in whatever field you're going into. And you just have to ignore those people, believe in yourself, and continue to push through, because, you know, you can make it happen. So, what are my tattoos? I have this one. It's kind of hard to see, but luckily this top is sheer. It is a peony right here, well, two of them. This was my first tattoo, this peony little bunch right here, and then the little leaves that go down. I got that when I was 18, and then later, like a year later, I got the wildflowers added around it. And I kind of want a little more right here, because he kind of made it like a straight line, and I would like it to look a little more organic, like maybe flow out here a little bit more. And then I got this one on a whim when I was, again, the top, on my like senior vacation graduation trip that I went on with my friend. And we were like, let's go get tattoos. And I was like, let's do it. And so I decided that I wanted the fern. And then this one, my friend Michelle, who you may have seen in a couple of videos, did on me the first time that we like actually hung out. I went to her house and I was doing some modeling for her vintage store. And she was like, I have a poke and stick kit. Do you want a tattoo? And I was like, yes. So yeah, she gave me that. And then I have one here as well, which I can't show for obvious reasons. That is a VW symbol because I drive a Volkswagen Bug, and I always have. Any more hooded eye looks that you recommend? The last one you did was very helpful. That's very good. I'd say that you can pretty much apply those tips to most looks. Like if you want your eyeshadow to show and you have hooded eyes, you can still like go with the color that you have on your lid a little bit above to kind of create that illusion of having non-hooded eyes. I've seen people do it on TikTok and everything too, so yeah. I need to look at more vintage pictures. I know that Jane Birkin actually had hooded lids, so looking at pictures of her, she did a lot of like natural looks, but I'll have to look and really pay attention to eye shapes and do like a hooded eye vintage icons kind of a collage. I saw that Love Witch film is pretty awesome. I have not seen that yet. What's Michelle's store? She is not selling, I believe, right now. She might still have it up, but she hasn't been adding new things just because she's been doing the nanny thing. But it's Frantic Romantic. I keep starting my makeup and then not doing it. I sadly have to go. Any advice on how to take compliments? People say I look like Patty, but I don't know what to say. Girl, I honestly do not know. I'm pretty bad at taking compliments too because I get all flustered and I get really not embarrassed, but I guess it's like similar to embarrassed where your cheeks get really red. And I remember being a kid too and everybody always pointing out when I'd blush and they're like, oh my gosh, you're blushing, and I cannot help it. I get so like flustered when anybody says anything like that to me. So yeah, I just say thank you and usually try to give somebody else a compliment back to take the focus off of me. Your face looks too white. I know, I'm so sorry. See, when I do that with my hand, it gets better. Maybe if I bring it back a little more. Yeah, let me get out my tripod. I have a tripod, I could use it. I know, the blushiness. I am too, I feel you. Good vintage stores in Chicago. Okay, let's see. I don't shop a lot at vintage stores, to be honest, but I used to work at, oh my gosh, Very Best Vintage. I just had like a blank moment. And then my other boss who used to work there just opened a store as well, her own store, because it was two people who ran it. And now they each have their own store, which is cool because they have kind of different styles. So Very Best Vintage, and then Trash, I think, is her other store. I haven't been to it yet, but I'm sure it's awesome because she always finds really cool things. So those two, there's this place called Shangri-La, and I'm really bad with neighborhoods, so I can't even tell you where anything is, except for the first two that I mentioned. Very Best Vintage and Trash, I believe, are both in Pilsen. But yeah, Shangri-La is a good one. I really like Unique Vintage, or not Vintage, Thrift, Unique Thrift. There's a couple locations like on the north side-ish of the city, and highly recommend. They always have really cool things there. It's a little more expensive for like thrift items, but you're bound to find some cool stuff. Hey, Michelle's here! What's up, Michelle? I miss you. Let's plan practice, dude. People were asking about Darling Darling. Do you use Depop? If so, what are your favorite shops? I don't use Depop a ton. I'll go on there and I'll kind of like look once in a while, but I haven't really bought anything off of there too much. Normally when I'm on there, I'm looking for more modern brands that I like versus like vintage, which I'll tend to look on Etsy if I'm shopping online, or like the vintage shops that I follow on Instagram. So like I've bought Sugar High Love Stoned and like Stone Immaculate stuff off of Depop because you can find it cheaper just for like being used, and a lot of times it was just used for like a photo shoot, I found out, because both of the things that I've bought still had tags on them. So yeah, that is a good tip, I feel like. When do you think new bundles will go up? As soon as thrifts open, for sure. Which is hopefully soon, because I'm itching to style you guys again. I love you, Michelle. Thanks for popping in. Do you take a lot of iPhone pictures and how do you get them to look good? I take all of my photos with iPhones except for when I'm collabing with a photographer on it, obviously. To be honest, I always feel like my photos do not look as good, and I feel like that's just with anything, like you're gonna be more critical towards yourself. My dang bangs. But thank you, that's good that I guess they're looking good. I really like Visco for editing. I'm still kind of really white. I'm just pale. Honestly, I need some sun. But Visco is my favorite editing tool that I use, and I just kind of like turn up the saturation a little bit. I have a couple favorite filters that I have saved, and maybe I'll have to do like another tutorial on that, like a video. That would be kind of fun, actually, like how I edit my photos. Let me know if you guys want to see that, because it's pretty simple, so, you know. But adding a little bit of grain, I think good lighting's key. This stand that I'm using right now is actually a lifesaver because it has a ring light on it, and I think I got it for like $30 off of Amazon. I don't like Amazon, but yeah, so you can find them for cheap, and they really help a lot. Like just a little light, even if you don't have a ring light. I used to bring a lamp and just like set the lamp down, and that worked as well. So you don't need to buy fancy equipment. What look are you going for today? Honestly, I'm not going to do a ton with my eye makeup because my bangs are pretty much covering my eyes, and I'm kind of going for this like Cousin It look today. I guess that's the look that I'm going for. That's why I just put like the red under my eyes as like a little pop of color there, since that's the most of my eye that you see is the underneath part. And then I'm going to put on mascara, and what I kind of like to do sometimes, and I did it for our last show that we did, and I really liked the way that it looked, was take the end of my mascara and kind of like make an eyeliner with my mascara, and it looks kind of like blotchy and like spotted. I don't know, it's like not neat, but I like the look, so that's what I'm gonna do. Cousin It look. Yeah, that's the quarantine mood, honestly. We're all Cousin It at this point, with bangs at least. What's the song called in the intro of your interviewing Miss Pamela? I believe it was Baby. It was one of Andrew's songs, so an Emily House original song. And it might have been Baby, or it might have been Next to You, if it was Neil singing it. And I think I might have done that one first. I'll have to check back, but it's one of those two. They're not released on that album yet, but oh well, Baby is. Baby is on Andrew's channel, Abley House, but Next to You is not. Do you want to make your very first music album with the Knee Highs? Yes, and I'm so excited to. We all have our own songs started, and we each have like a really cool, different kind of twist to each of our styles, but they all work together really well. So I think it'll be really cool to see how each of us, you know, kind of create a song and what comes out of our heads, you know. I love Andrew's song. I can't wait. I know, me too. And the next song sounds so good. Think about starting a band as well. Any tip? For a while, any tips? Can't find people near me who want to. Yeah, that's hard. Honestly, I was very, very lucky with how it worked out, because I was just like thinking that I wanted to start a girl band, and I was having this feeling that I should start doing something. And then I was talking to Michelle, and I knew that she had always kind of like said like, oh, I want to start a girl band, and she had always talked about it, and I knew that she had kind of played around with a guitar in the past. And so then we both were just like, well, why not just do it, you know? Let's start practicing together and playing together and see where it takes us. It can't hurt anything. And so then we did. And then I put out a thing on my Instagram when I felt like, or when we felt like we were ready to add in another person, aka a drummer. And my friend Kristen replied, and was like, I used to drum in middle school and I've been wanting to get back into it. I'd love to do this. And then Ashley, her sister, also my friend, was wanting to pick up the guitar more. So we had another guitarist as well, and it was really cosmic. So tips, I know that other people have looked on like Craigslist. That's how Andrew joined one of his bands. But again, be careful. Like, just please be careful, because you do not know who you're gonna meet and, you know, who you're getting into. So maybe like going to other bands, and like, it's hard to say where you live, like if you live in a city or if you live in the country or whatever, but if you have like other bands that you like to go see around you, maybe going to their shows and like trying to talk to them and talk to people and see if they know other people who play the instrument that you're looking for. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's fun. And it's kind of like nice because you can just kind of be messy about it. You don't have to be too precise. It kind of reminds me of like Anita Pallenberg with just her like kind of, you know, smudgy, grungy look. Where can we hear Andrew's songs? On his channel, Abley House, he has a couple originals up. One's called Baby, and the other one is called Dead Inside, and then I forgot there's another one as well called Hazy Days. I have to go, sorry. Oh, bye! Thanks for joining, Martina. Your makeup looks like a course in water after 24 hours. Well, thank you. Don't ask me how I know this, but I do. Great. Greetings from Chile. Thank you. I love Brian Jones too. Very sad. What pulled you into wanting to dress like the 60s and 70s rather than, say, the 80s, 90s? Honestly, it was the music. When I first heard the music, that's what got me into, like, looking into the 60s and 70s. And I love the, like, youthful and colorful and really just free look that the 60s had. And the 70s as well. Like, I felt like it was really a good time for, like, experimenting and just kind of trying out new things. And there were so many different styles that you could go for within those years. It's really just pretty cool. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Do you like any affordable shops online? I'm pretty young, so I'm broke. I feel you. When I first started shopping 60s and 70s, and still now, I do not have a lot of money. You don't make a lot of money on YouTube or anything, so against popular belief, you just get sent a lot of things which don't pay the bills. But let's see, besides thrifting, you can find good things on Etsy too if you look. I always set like my what the heck's it called, filter, like price range thing at a certain price, so I don't even see the things that I can't afford or that are out of my budget. So I highly recommend doing that. It just kind of like takes out any pieces that you might fall in love with that are totally out of question, you know? So doing that, you have to look sometimes like a lot through things, but I find really cool items for like $12 or $20, which isn't really cheap, but it's like about the same price as buying something in a modern store. And you might have to like sew a little hole on it or sew a button or something, or maybe remove a stain. But I have like a ton of little holes in vintage clothes. It's just kind of like how the game goes. And you can't really notice. Sometimes there's like a little stain too, you can't really notice, but those little flaws will make the clothes a lot cheaper, I've found. And I don't really care about little flaws like that if I can't notice when I'm wearing them. Is that a scam? It seems weird to me. It's definitely not a scam. It's like small businesses. Maybe there's some scams on there. I watched Natalia Taylor, if anybody watches her YouTube channel, and I just watched a video that she was talking about how she got scammed with a pearl ring on Etsy, and you do have to be really careful with that kind of a thing, especially. And there's always going to be a chance that you get scammed. That goes with like eBay or like buying from any seller, really. You always wear fake lashes. I feel like 60s makeup don't look good without lashes. I do not. I'm not wearing fake lashes now, and I really hardly ever wear fake lashes. It's pretty rare when I do because I don't like taking them off. How can I make it look like fake lashes? I would say curl your lashes. I don't do this because my lashes do not curl for the life of me, but that always helps. I feel like eyeliner always makes your lashes look more thick and full as well, even if you just do like a little tiny line. How do you do the 60s eye on hooded eyes and no space because the eyebrows are big? That is a good question, and if you do literally not have the space, like I just made a video on a hooded eye look. If you haven't checked that out, that might be helpful, but if you have and you're still having this question, I might have to see your eyes, or I don't know, man. I'm not really a makeup artist, so I'm, you know, I just kind of like learned what I did by practicing on Andrew, because I didn't know how to do this look on a hooded eye before I had done it on a hooded eye, you know? Have you ever thought being a makeup artist? I thought about it before, and I really didn't want to do it. At first, when I moved to Chicago, everybody's like, you should go to makeup artist school, you should be a makeup artist, blah, 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 blah. But I like playing with makeup on me. Oops, sorry, you guys, I just kind of bumped the thing. I like playing with makeup on me, but doing it on other people and being the chance that it won't look good. Like, if it doesn't look good on me, I'm not really upset by it and whatever. But if it looks bad on somebody else, I'm gonna feel bad. So it's something that I like to play with, but I don't think I'd like to do as like a job, if you feel me. Like, I don't want my YouTube to be solely about makeup either, or be like a beauty person, you know? It's something that I like to do, but it's not my life. If you feel me, fashion is definitely more my passion. I get hurried. Did you ever imagine your life going to be like this? Like this a few years ago? Not really, no. I had always hoped that I'd like move to a city, because I grew up in a town of 200 people, in case you didn't know. I graduated in a public school with 20 people in my class. 3 of which were foreign exchange students, I believe 3. So yeah, I had always dreamed of like moving to a city and doing what I do, being able to, you know, do what I love for my job, but I didn't know for sure that it'd happen. I always kind of like hoped so. I never really had too much of a backup plan. I was just going like full, you know, full speed ahead at it, so yeah, wow, 20 people, I know. There were 6 girls. All 6 of us made prom courts. That was great. No fighting there, no hard feelings. I have to leave, but I hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic day too. Thank you for joining Aesthetically Aspiring. I always get mascara in my bangs. I cannot be the only one. See, this is so easy and fast. $200 people in my school. I know, and that was my town. 273 it says now, to be exact. Incense and peppermints. Yeah, okay, you can hear the music. Sweet. Do you live close by your family? It's a 6-hour drive to my family's house. Have you ever traveled to Europe? I have. I've been to the Netherlands, and I've been to Paris in France. I really loved the Netherlands. Gosh, what was the town called? It's all the names are really kind of hard for me to remember just because they're all very interesting names since they're in Dutch. But there was this little town, I want to say Dordrecht, maybe, was my favorite. That's the one that's like standing out in my head. But we went and we traveled just like all different kinds of little towns throughout the Netherlands because I was there while my fiance Andrew was touring. And so we stayed in this little town called Nunspeet, and then we would just drive the van to each show all over the country. Okay, I need to finish this makeup. Alright, which lipstick is your favorite? I do not really like lipstick, to be honest. I always get it on my teeth when I wear it. Always, always, always. I'm a mess. I cannot wear it. I cannot be trusted with it. So I usually try to stay away from it. I'll do it for like a special occasion, like a special holiday or an event sometimes. Or just like if I'm taking a picture that I want lipstick on for it, like a special styled one. But yeah, otherwise it's not a good mix, me and lipstick. Yeah, I literally get it everywhere. I don't know, man. It's bad. I do have a Depop. I don't sell on Depop though. Jackie Kelso or Jackie and Hyde. That's so hard because I feel like Hyde balances Jackie out better, but Jackie and Kelso are just so funny together. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Pretty rough. Maybe Hyde and Jackie, I'd have to say. Or Jackie and Fez. Yeah, probably I'd still have to go with Hyde. I definitely like Instagram better. It's just like than TikTok. It's like my, kind of like my home base. It's where I started sharing like 60s and 70s stuff, so it's what I feel most comfortable with. Just out of curiosity, do you listen to Lana Del Rey? I do not really listen to Lana Del Rey, but she is gorgeous and a style icon, and she does have such a nostalgic vibe. I do have a couple Spotify playlists, and my username is Crimson and Clover with an underscore at the end. Okay, let's finish this. Keep getting sidetracked. Who's my favorite Beatle? It's George. What are your favorite activities to do with Andrew while in quarantine? We have started doing a couple songs together, so we're gonna cover 2 songs, and we're gonna put them on my channel, so I'm pretty excited about that. That's gonna be like a work in progress though, so it's gonna take a little bit of time, but it will be coming. And we're gonna do Magic by Pilot. We're gonna do a cover for my channel, and then he's gonna do it for his channel, a little more like Abley House style, like for learning purposes and everything, so he's gonna do that. And then we're also gonna cover Come Back by the Bells, which is super awesome and I love it. I love that song so much. I already recorded my bass line. I might redo it, but yeah, we've started kind of working on that one. Yeah, one time before the show, actually, I realized that I got a lot of eyeliner, or not eyeliner, mascara, like while putting it on like that, you know? I always get it on my eyes. And so then I just started playing with it like that, and I was like, wow, well, that looks kind of cool. So I've been enjoying it. I love Natalia Taylor too. She's really sweet. I play the bass. I used to play the alto saxophone back in 5th grade, so, you know, got that sax appeal. How come my niece supports 16 and 70 stuff? She's 14 and dresses from that decade and stuff, but she can't afford vintage clothes. I would say thrifting and like learning clothes, because a lot of modern clothes can be styled vintage easily. I have a couple of videos on it too, but if you like look at pictures and you like get familiar with the silhouettes of the time in like the colors and whatever. I feel like a lot of vintage or modern clothes can be styled in a vintage way. Favorite Disney movie? That's a hard one. I used to love Beauty and the Beast. Is Rapunzel like Tangled? Is that Pixar? I'm not really good at knowing the difference, but yeah. She's my favorite princess, I think. You mentioned you didn't like Amazon. No, not any of that. I just don't like the big corporation aspect of it, and you know, the whole like fast fashion, not necessarily only fast fashion, but most things are made not in America and in countries where they don't have very good regulations on like work conditions and like pay for their workers. Do you wear 60s and 70s fragrances? No, because I find that a lot of old perfumes are stinky. I don't know if it's just because they've gotten that way over time. I'm so curious if that's what they like originally smelled like. Maybe somebody knows the answer to that. Please let me know if you do. But, so I don't wear like vintage fragrances. I love patchouli. Patchouli is like my main thing that I wear. I'll just get like an essential oil that's safe to put on your skin and, you know, do a little bit of that. And that's typically what I'll wear. Otherwise, I've gotten perfume recently, which is interesting because I never used to wear perfume. I only used to do the patchouli. But I love this scent by Thin Wild Mercury, which is a small business in LA or just in like Southern California area. And they do like smells based on like times and different places. So I have one that's based off of the Whiskey A Go-Go in 1969. It is? Yeah. Here, let me grab the bottle. And it is like the best smelling perfume ever. Honestly, it's so freaking good. I love all their perfumes. I got like the little sample pack right before I got this, and all of them were amazing. So they kind of smell like vintage. If I could imagine like what a year would smell like, I feel like they do a really good job. And now they're working on a New York one too, so I'm interested to see if they'll do like 60s and 70s years like they did with the California scents, or if they're gonna do a different time period. But yeah, pretty stoked. I love that. And then I have like some more floral ones, but I don't typically love floral scents that much, so I like to mix it with a more earthy kind of a scent, I guess. So I'll usually put it with patchouli and then do a little bit of the flowery smell. Often contains okay, well that makes sense. Yeah, and Margaret, that totally makes sense. And yeah, thank you for clarifying that. Yikes. Which 60s Hollywood star do you not really like? I don't think I don't really like anybody. Yeah. There's not anybody who I'm like, I don't like them at all or anything, you know? Maybe if I had more time to think, but not off the top of my head. When did I start dressing vintage? I started when I was 15. This one needed to be a little bit darker. Okay, you guys know that song, what is it called? It's something Fly Like Paper, Get High Like Planes. I just realized that they sampled this song, Straight to Hell by The Clash, in it. So that's cool. Woodstock or Monterey Pop? Probably Monterey Pop, honestly. Favorite film? I don't know if I have a favorite. Well, all-time favorite's Phantom of the Opera, so I gotta go with that. Any 60s or 70s decor tips? Thrifting. I always find a lot of good things that I feel like a lot of people don't want in their house nowadays, like because they're like out of style or outdated, but I think it looks cool, so I get that and like use like glasses as vases, and I don't know, I have a really weird decorating style. I feel like not a lot of people are super into the kind of organized chaos that I have around the house. But this was super easy to do. I painted that by myself, and that obviously gives like a cool vintage kind of a twist to the room. And you can go to like Home Depot and they'll have like accidentally made paints, and I recommend you checking those out because that's where I usually get paint when I go and shop for it. You can get it like really cheap because it was mixed accidentally and wasn't the right color, and sometimes you find colors that you like and it's kind of fun to see what they've got, and it's a good way to save some money. So pro tip, I used to work at Home Depot, so that's how I know that. Isn't patchouli scent a little similar to weed? I don't know. My dad always liked patchouli, and my mom would always say that it smells like hippies, but I always liked it too. I don't think it smells like weed. I think it just smells very earthy, and it's a very strong smell, so it can cover up pretty much anything. So I think it more can cover up the smell of weed rather than smelling like weed. Thinking of doing a video of it, just looking for. Oh my gosh, that'd be so awesome. Thank you so much. Definitely let me know if you do. I would love, love, love to watch. Do you alter your clothes? Do you Pinterest? I do use Pinterest like a lot. That's pretty much how I find all of my inspiration photos. And do I alter my clothes? I shorten a lot of dresses just because I like to show off the legs, you know, more than sometimes they did back in the day. And sometimes I do take them to a tailor. Like I took this one because I was like, I'm not gonna shorten this myself because it's like a vintage North Beach leather, and I don't really have the ability to properly sew leather, so this was something that I paid to get actually fixed, but it was pretty cheap. I think it was only like $15 from them to shorten it, and the dress itself was only $30, so it was a really good deal for what it is. Have you ever attended Coachella? I have not, and I don't think that I will because I don't support the owner. I've heard they have some pretty whack kind of, you know, thoughts of how things should be. Favorite place that you've traveled to? Let's see. I really loved Victoria, Canada. I stopped there on a cruise. That was really beautiful. I love Duluth, Minnesota. I love the Netherlands. Let's see. I like every place really, like for different kinds of reasons. But I love like northern trains. I'm from like a northern area, so that just kind of has like a special place in my heart. Are there any trends from the 60s and 70s that you don't like? Oh, geez. I feel like even if I don't like it for myself, I can appreciate it for what it is and for like somebody else. So I don't know if I have anything that I really dislike. I feel like, yeah, I don't know if anything's really coming to mind. Smells like hippies. Yeah, that's what my mom always says. It's so funny. The most precious thing I own. Oh, geez. That's so hard. I have some jewelry that's from my great-great-grandma, and also this mirror that is from my great-great-grandma. So that's something that's really special to me. I'll show you it. It's this mirror, and it used to sit on her vanity in her bathroom, and when she passed away, I got it. So yeah, it just hangs on the wall now, but it is super pretty. Okay, I can't even get it off because of the nails, but yeah, that's probably one of the most precious things I own. It would be pretty hard to say. Well, also this picture that Miss Pamela signed is pretty precious. There's so many things. I'm very sentimental, so it'd be very hard for me to pick just one thing. Most of the things in my house and the things that I keep, I have like feelings attached to them, so. Let's see. Anything else that's super, super special? Oh, that jewelry I can show you. So it's in this box. Oh yeah, and I have my mom's necklace that she wore on her wedding day, which I am going to wear as well, I think. I need to get it untangled. There we go. But it's just this little like pearl necklace. So I think I'm going to wear this on my wedding day as well. Super pretty. It's just kind of like a nice delicate pearl necklace. And then from my great grandma I have this. If I can get it straightened out here. It's just really pretty, and it's got like this kind of cool clasp, so sometimes I like to wear the clasp more off to the side so that you can see it, or you could wear it down like this. And I've worn it before where these kind of like go off on my shoulders a little bit, and yeah, it's really pretty. So those are probably some of my most precious items that I own. Can we see your engagement ring? Yes. I don't even have it on. I haven't been wearing it because I've just been around the house, so it's not really too much of a reason to. Here, I'll show you, but I'm gonna put this on first so I can put my makeup away. There we go. Well, that's funny because he plays George in a Beatles tribute band, and actually that's how I met him. Thank you, Lee. I hope so. I'm really excited. I've been thinking more about like hairstyles, and I think I did this hairstyle recently where I did like a half up, half down kind of a thing, and it was curled, and I think I really liked the way that that looked. So I'm gonna probably do something like that. But I have to think about the veil too. I'm planning on getting like a little crown. Like I want one of those like little round ones. If anybody knows where to get one, let a girl know. But like perfectly round, tiny, and I want to wear it like around the little ponytail piece that I'm gonna take. So it'll be sitting here, and then the veil will be going down like up from the crown. I have a vision. I don't know if you can imagine it. I'm a very visual person, so the crown, the ponytail is through the crown, and then the veil's coming up, and I want it to be really long. And then I want to have like flowers in my hair as well. I want my hair to be super long too, so I might have to get extensions, which I don't really want to do, but I want it to be like down to here curly, and then have like flowers in it as well. So fingers crossed that that works out. You're getting ready? Yes, I am. My bang's too long. I cut my hair to match, and now my hair is too short. Oh man. I feel that, honestly, sometimes when I cut my own hair. It's a little rough. Here's where we keep the rings, in this little thing next to the bed. I found this thrifting, and it's got this little case, and it's like velvet cushion in here. I've got a little rose quartz in there, an Andrew's ring, and a rose petal from one of our anniversaries. And then here's mine. Getting it on with one hand. It's an emerald and it's gold. It's the exact ring that I wanted. So I'm very stoked about that. Wow, how old are you? Married? I am 23. I love emerald green. It's such a good color. Yes, I love emerald too. And it's like a good stone of like love and everything. So, and it's like one of the most precious gemstones. Emerald's my favorite gemstone of all. Along with like opal. I really like opal as well too. Extensions or clip-ins are great. Yeah, I'll have to get new ones. I have some that I do not think will match my hair at all. They're from a long time ago. And I don't think I'll have to use a ton because my hair is already pretty long and it's really thick. I'm just worried about it being hot because I'm wearing all velvet, long sleeves, plus tights, and then my hair is hot, and then adding in extensions, I'm just gonna be like sweating, I swear. But it'll be worth it. I'd love to see a styling, workout clothes, athletic wear video. Oh geez, that would actually be kind of fun to do. I've been wanting to get these like vintage workout romper things because I do run sometimes and I want to like run in style and just be in like this little vintage romper. It'd be so cute. So, you know, that's just me though. How do you take care of your hair? I try not to use heat on it too much. My hair is really like thick and like that I have a lot of hair, and then like the actual hair itself is thick too, so it doesn't get damaged very easily. I have a mom who has really blonde fine hair, and so I've been able to like see the differences between how both of us have to care for our hair, and it's very different. So with my hair personally, I do not have to do a lot with it. Luckily I got my dad's hair, which is really thick. But I normally don't brush it when it's wet because I read that that can like pull it and kind of damage it. I've stopped dyeing it. I do use like a hair gloss on it though from DP, which gives it also more of a red tint. So it's like a gloss plus semi-permanent hair color, but it doesn't use ammonia or anything, so it's supposed to be a little less harsh on your hair. And then I just use like this hair oil whenever I do use heat on it, and even when I don't, I like to just put this in the ends of my hair because I feel like they could always use a little more moisture. I wash my hair with cold water, so I've heard that that helps. And then I use these CBD hair masks really rarely because I have to wash my hair like 2 times to get it all out, but I think that they help with the conditioning a lot. And it's from Infinite CBD, and I have one for like strengthening. I have one for like shine too, and I just put those on before I go to bed, and then I sleep with my hair braided and then wash it out in the morning. I also take like everyday vitamins, which I feel like helps with that kind of a health. I prefer my hair short, but I'm not sure how to style it vintage when it's shorter, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna cut it. You should cut it. There are so many vintage hairstyles, like in all lengths and all sizes, or styles, not sizes, but I guess all sizes, because some hair can be pretty big. But you should definitely cut it short, if I could speak English. Like Twiggy, I don't know how short you're thinking about going, but there's like so many different styles, and honestly, short hair is so cute. Whenever I'm done with this long hair, I'm going to cut it in like this mullet that Marianne Faithfull had. And it's like just really short in the back, like a little... I wish I could show you a picture because my description's not going to do it any justice. But if you've seen it on my Instagram, I talk about it all the time, wanting this haircut. And I will get it when I want to cut my hair short, and then I think I'm gonna go for like a short kind of a bob kind of a thing. Like Twiggy had a really short bob for a while, and then I'm gonna go full on like pixie kind of cut, and then we'll probably start growing it back out again. I'm kind of scared to cut my hair though, honestly, because I feel like every single time I cut it, I don't like it. But there's always wigs, I guess. Getting nervous even thinking about it. It does grow back though. Have you ever permed your hair, making it very curly? Is that something you would... I thought about doing it last summer actually when I got my Stevie Nicks inspired kind of a shag, because I really liked the way it looked super curly like that, and I was curling it, like leaving it in rollers when I slept every single day for a while just to get that look. But it's kind of hard to sleep honestly with rollers in. So I was thinking about a perm, but then my hairdresser talked me out of it, and I'm kind of happy she did, because I don't think that I'd want that. I like having the option, and it's really not that big of a deal to sleep in rollers if I want it, or just to curl my hair. Recently, I've noticed that I am going to have to start actually sleeping in rollers, like a wet set though, if I want that curly look, because I curled my hair with a small barrel curling iron and it stayed for like maybe an hour or two, and then it lost all of its kind of big curls, so bummer, but that's okay. Fave male style inspiration, Alice Cooper, for show. Oh my gosh, share level length, that's goals, honestly. I had short hair for like a decade and I'm finally growing it out. You definitely... Oh nice, well short hair is super cute too. I've been growing out my hair for a long time. It's finally feeling like it's long, so I can't remember the last time I really had my hair this long even. Ladies from Heart had shoulder length hair for a while. That's very true. And Patty Boyd had shoulder length hair for a while too, and it's, I feel like, really cute to do like a small little kind of a flip on the end when your hair is that length too. Like now my hair is kind of long, so when I do that kind of a flip, it doesn't really give the same effect. I've heard pillow rollers are easier to sleep in than sponge rollers. Really? I'll have to check that out. I don't feel like I know what pillow rollers even are. I just get my sponge ones from Dollar Tree because they're like $1 for 12. So yeah, and it's like pretty close to my house. I love afros. Honestly, such a cool hairstyle. What is your natural hair color? It's like a dark auburn. Like this hair up on the top. All of this is my natural hair color. The lighter stuff is not. It's pretty dark. My dad has really dark hair, so yeah. My mom said she wanted a dark-haired, green-eyed girl, and she got it, so wow. Lucky her. I just did my makeup neon green crease like you did to your fiance. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Send me a picture. I love that 70s show. Love. It's a show that I'll watch over and over again. But I'm the kind of person that likes to watch things like the same thing over and over again, like the same movie, the same, you know. I guess that kind of makes sense with liking vintage stuff too. Are you trying to eat healthy or do you kind of exercise? That's funny. I try to eat healthy, honestly, as much as I can. I feel like we do pretty well too, because I pretty much only cook like vegetables and rice and pizzas and pasta and stuff. Those are like our go-to meals, honestly. For breakfast, pretty much every single day we have eggs and then some kind of like a vegetable and toast. And then for like a dinner and like lunch or whatever, most of the time I'll cook like some kind of a grain and then like lots of vegetables and just eat that. That's like my favorite meal. So I feel like that's pretty healthy. And I do like to work out a little bit just to keep my body active and try to keep it as healthy for as long as possible. I would love to be like one of those 70-year-old people that is like running a marathon, you know? I don't want to be like, you know, not able to do certain things because I didn't stay healthy throughout my life. So I'm just trying to, you know, do what I can. I'm not like a super big exerciser. I wouldn't say that I'm super healthy or anything, but I definitely try. Do you like beer? Yes, I'm from Wisconsin, so of course I love beer. Do you like How I Met Your Mother? I've never seen it. I do miss LA. I really do. I am right-handed. My brother's left-handed though. Do you think it's possible to have bangs even though I have a small forehead? Yeah, of course. I think so, for sure. Are you gonna do your own makeup for your wedding? Yes. I always like to do my own makeup. I'm very happy that most of the shoots that I go on, I get to do my own makeup too. My hair flips at the ends naturally. Well, lucky you, honestly. That would save so much time and so much damage. I always feel bad when I'm just like only curling the ends of my hair. Like that's the most fried part of your hair normally anyways. And sure enough, with a lot of 60s style, the heat's focused on the ends. I really want to try hot rollers, honestly. Have you ever watched the extended edition of Almost Famous? There's a magical scene with... I have not, and I didn't even know that existed. If you could only wear one outfit, what would you wear? Let's see, I'd probably wear some kind of like a hot pants, like little shorts, either with tights on or no tights, are like my favorite thing to wear. I feel like the most comfortable. I feel like it's like kind of cute and has like a girly side to it, but has some of like the more like boyish side, and I feel like it could swing either way. So, love those, and they're super short and really cute, and I love like short things. That's, I don't know, it's just my favorite thing. So, yeah, those probably little black shorts. I'm looking at them right now. And then probably boots, like these black boots. Black boots are like my favorite shoes to wear. And then probably some kind of like a high neck shirt like this, or I have this mock neck shirt which I love, and I mentioned I think in one of my videos or one of my last video that if I had every single color I'd wear those every single day, and it's true because they're so comfortable and I feel like they're very flattering on me. So yeah, that's probably why I'd choose those things. Plus you can like dress that up or you can make it look pretty casual, so you know, a win-win. Trying to make that fit all into a folio come true. How did you discover new Spotify music, YouTube from friends, etc.? Yeah, that is honestly the goal. I just want to take care of what I've got while I can, you know, as much as I can, while not being like crazy and not able to enjoy myself too. You know, there's a balance with everything. So how do I find new music? Honestly, first when I started listening to like 60s and 70s stuff, it was through the Beatles, and so then I'd listen to like Beatles Pandora station all the time, and then Apple Music does recommend you like certain things, like Spotify does that too, I believe, where it creates like playlists for you. So a lot of things like that, and then on Apple you can find a lot of playlists, and I'm sure Spotify is the exact same way, where you can look up like a certain artist and it'll give you like deep cuts, it'll give you like essentials, like there's the Kinks essentials, deep cuts, or you know, character songs. There's all kinds of like themes, and so that's really fun. I love listening to other playlists like that, or like rock hits of 68 or 67. And then you can also go and you can click on a song that you like and you can click create a station, and then it'll kind of like pull other songs like that. So that is how I find new music. Friends, obviously, too, they have different music that they like, and so whenever we're listening to music together, sometimes I find different stuff through there. And SiriusXM is a big thing too. That introduces me to a lot of new music as well. Especially Little Steven's Underground Garage, because I feel like they play more modern artists than the stuff that I normally listen to. Like my typical channels that I listen to are SiriusXM 60s on 6, 70s on 7, Little Steven's Underground Garage, classic vinyl, classic rewind, and then the bridge, which is like mellow kind of rock. So yeah, the Little Stevens introduces me to more like modern artists, I'd feel like. ABBA tutorial, that would be really fun. I forgot all about Pandora. I know, I did too until I was thinking about it. Have you ever met Paula Ringo? I have not. I would die too, though. I hate ads. I hate them. Do your record albums mostly come from yard sales, discogs, or record stores? Let's see. Andrew had a ton when I moved in here, so he has a big piece of our collection. But what I found, normally I would go to record shops, and then sometimes at antique stores you can find some, but it's kind of rare, I feel like, or at least where I was from, that you would find what you're looking for. Like mostly around where I was from, you would find like old kind of country albums or like symphony kind of records that I wasn't really looking for at the time. So mostly from record stores. Yeah, I think pretty much record stores is like the only place. I don't think I've ever even gotten any from a yard sale. That would be really nice. Well, actually, this lady that I go to, and I've bought a couple things from her in my hometown. Each year that we have this festival on Labor Day weekend, and she always sets up this booth selling a bunch of her stuff, and she's so cool. I love her. But she had a bunch of records too, so I guess that counts as a yard sale. For a long answer, a long runaround answer, that's it for you. Mostly record stores, some yard sales, some gifts as well. Do you like the Rolling Stones and Rock and Roll Circus? I do, definitely. I love that. And them. Yes, I love Little Steven's Underground Garage. Do you like good 50s, 60s, 70s country music? Yes, I definitely do. I like, for sure, like older country and everything. Andrew really loves older country, for sure. He's like super into it. Do you like jazz? Yeah. I can get into pretty much anything, like if I'm in a mood for it, you know? Like Brian Jones. I'm really trying to convince him to let me cut his hair like true Brian Jonesy, and he said that I can once we decide to do a little trim. So, because I told him if he doesn't like it, you know, I can always cut it differently, but he should at least try it for a couple days. Graham Parsons, yes, definitely love Graham Parsons. Favorite song by the Kinks? I really love This Man Who Weeps Tonight. That song just like gets me. Or When I See That Girl of Mine. Travel music is great for this. I love influence playlists. I am glad I stumbled across this channel. Well, I'm happy you stumbled across this, the channel too, and live stream. Thank you. Let me know if you guys want me to do lives on here more. I do live videos once in a while on Instagram. I'd be open to doing them more on here as well too, because I know not everybody has an Instagram. So let me know if you guys like these, because this is fun. I always like sitting down and like talking to you guys and chatting. Are you into 70s romantic movies like Love Story? I can't say that I've seen Love Story. Honestly, when it comes to movies or just kind of like popular culture in general, besides like rock and roll, I kind of live under a rock and I don't really know like a lot of movies or have seen a lot of movies. Again, I'm like the person who will watch the same movies over and over again. But I do like 70s movies in general. I'm starting my own 60s and 70s hippie rock clothing website. Would I be able to send you some items? I'd be honored if you would, if you want to, and I'd love to give you a shout out. I'm really excited to see your shop, and good luck to you. Do you play video games? Once in a while. Andrew likes playing video games more than I do. I used to play this Scooby-Doo video game when I was a kid. Loved that. Now we have like a Switch, so we have Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart. That's personally my favorite. Andrew loves Zelda, so he likes to play that a lot too. Not really a lot. We hardly ever touch the Switch, but when he was younger, that was his favorite game, and he still loves like the music and everything. But it's kind of a hassle to set up the Switch to where we can see it on the TV because we don't use the TV. It's sitting on our kitchen table, which is also like our living room, since our living room is our recording studio. And I have the TV covered up with a pretty scarf because I don't like the way the TV looks, and we literally never use it, so. You play Minecraft? I have played it like a couple times because my younger siblings really liked it. So, you know, I like to amuse them for a little bit and join in. But did I know what I was doing? Not really. Have you listened to Kevin Ayers? I am sure you'd like his music. I cannot say that I have. Ron, chill. Ron, what's going on? Do you need help? What's going on? Ron, blink twice if you need help. Where do you find your decorative scarves? A lot I got actually sent to me by a friend who had like a huge box, and she was like, "Can I send you these? I want them to go to a good house." And I was like, "Yeah." So I got a ton from her. I've found a lot thrifting, and that's a cool thing that you can find usually pretty cheap thrifting, and it can like add a good vintage kind of a twist to an outfit. So yeah, thrifting, some vintage stores, but I feel like they're always marked up pretty high for like a scarf in a vintage store, you know? But like I get it, you know, they're curating this, but I personally prefer to thrift them. So yeah, mostly thrifting for sure. And I think eBay you can find like good scarves. Like that's a good place that I feel like would not sell them for super expensive. How do you tie your neck scarves? I tie them in many ways, and I plan on making a video on that because there's so many ways that you could style a scarf. I love them. They're so versatile. Yes, I love the small faces and Steve. Do you have any favorite bass player? Yes, Susie Quattro for sure. Have you been to London before? No, I'm so sad. When we were in the Netherlands, we were supposed to go to London for one weekend, but for some reason I booked the flight on the day that he had a show. Like we got the dates messed up, or I did. It was me, totally it was me. And I booked the flight on the day of his show instead of the next day. So we couldn't go and we didn't even get a refund, so we just pretty much had to eat that money. Luckily it was only like $40 total. It was super cheap. But that's why we were gonna go anyways. So I was this close to going to London, but missed it unfortunately. Do you like Wes Anderson movies? I do, I definitely do. Love, love, love. Do you like Sid Barrett's solo work? I don't know if I've really listened, to be honest. There's a chance that I have, and maybe I didn't like super love it because I did have a phase where I was like super into Sid Barrett, so I would think that I would listen to his music, but it's not really ringing a bell, you know? I found your channel last week and I'm in love with your content. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I'm happy it's helping. What are some good online vintage or vintage inspired clothing stores that are reasonably priced? I don't really know any good like super chill prices off the top of my head because normally when I find something that's like a really good deal, it's by searching on Etsy with like the price filter on. And so it's not specifically a shop, it's just like a lucky draw of an item that maybe, I don't know, for some reason it's being sold as a cheaper price. So always use that search filter when you're searching online and you have like a budget. I highly recommend. It's gonna save you so much time, and there's more chances that you're gonna like click through on the page where you see that item. Otherwise there's like an endless number of pages and you'll be clicking forever, and who knows if you'll get to see, you know, the like reasonably priced things. Not sure if you can answer this because you and Andrew are amazing, but do you have any tips for dealing with a heartbreak? You know, I have definitely had my fair share of heartbreaks. So, let's see. I definitely would say spend time with like somebody else, like put a lot more time into your friends or your family. And I find that like friends are especially important like during that time, and it just, you know, because friends are a little more stable than relationships tend to be. So having friends that you can like rely on and lean back on and like hang out with is really important in those times, and also taking that time to kind of reflect on yourself and like do a little like inward finding yourself again, and maybe finding out new things about yourself, maybe like finding a new hobby or something, like finding something else that makes you happy, that's healthy obviously, is a good thing to help kind of like mend that part of your brain, I feel like. Yeah, don't check their social media, honestly, just like unfollow. You don't need to check it. Who cares what they're doing? It doesn't even matter at that point. And just know that there's so many people in the world, and there's bound to be somebody out there who you totally like vibe with and hit it off with, and it's gonna be okay, you know? You grow stronger from heartbreaks, and you learn something from each relationship, I feel like. So I feel like that's important, even if it's just like something that you're not super like cool with, like in a relationship. Even if that's the only thing that you learn, you know, it's still something that you can look out for the next relationship, and just know right away whether it's going to be a good fit or not in that aspect as well, at least. Thank you to the people who said they like this hat. My grandma gave it to me. I've got to do homework, but I really did the live. You should do it more often. Thank you, Kayla. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoy your homework and that it goes smoothly. It's raining. No. Do you ever sew your own clothes? I kind of used to more when I had a sewing machine. When I was a kid, I used to really like sewing. I had an American Girl doll, and I would like sew little matching outfits for her because my grandma would make a lot of my clothes for me. And then I would have like leftover fabric that she would give to me, and I would make like a little skirt or something for my American Girl doll out of it. So I don't really make a ton of clothes for myself. I would say I more alter things. Anita or Marianne style. That is so hard to choose, honestly. I don't know. I'd maybe Marianne, because I feel like she can go either way. Like she does some more like really kind of more feminine outfits, and then she can do more of that kind of like grungier, tomboyish kind of a look, whereas Anita's more like one. So maybe Marianne, just because I feel like I can swing either way too, you know? It is raining, I believe. It looks like it stopped maybe now, but just a little sprinkle, so nothing crazy. My American Girl doll was like my best friend. I literally brought it everywhere. I brought it to school for the longest time. I had a birthday party for her, and yeah, I had the Samantha doll. Are you a mod? I guess maybe. Do you and Andrew want kids? Y'all would make cute babies? I don't know. I honestly do not know. The idea of having children scares the crap out of me, and I do not feel like I could take care of a kid anytime soon. Anytime soon. Or want to. So, yeah. Maybe someday when I'm older, but not anytime now. For sure. I got a lot of plans that I'd like to take care of first. Ronald, I'm gonna have to like silence you, dude. I just put you in timeout, which I don't know what that means, but you're in timeout now, so. Sorry, Ronald, you forced me to do this. Yeah, so, what was I talking about? Kids, yeah. I mean, maybe sometime, but as of now, no. I really do like kids, though. Like, I like hanging out with them. I don't know if I'd want to take care of one forever and, like, be responsible for it. Yeah, well, for a while I thought that I would for sure, but now as life is going on and I'm doing things and realizing that I have a lot of goals and, like, or not even goals, but just like aspirations, it would be very, very hard to do while also taking care of a kid the way that I would like to take care of a kid if I had one, you know? So. Yeah, I'm not in any rush. Wait, what did Ronald say? He just kept like typing in random letters, and it was getting kind of annoying. So, yeah, he's on timeout now. You can come out when you're ready to not do that anymore, Ronald, which I think was 300 seconds or something. Yeah. Do you like Herman's Hermits? Definitely, definitely, definitely. Oh, I love you too. If you're like an artist, do you listen to his music just from 70s or 80s and 90s too? I would listen to like any artist music that I like. Like I definitely listen to some 90s music, I listen to some 80s music. You know, I like a little bit of everything. Do you like Monty Python? Yes, I do. I really do. Favorite Fleetwood Mac song? Probably Silver Springs too, honestly. So good. So, so good. Modern music. I like some modern music. I have like a lot of modern bands that I like, but I would say that they're not like mainstream music, if that's what you're meaning. Like stuff that's on the radio, really. I don't really listen to like modern pop music. I would love to go to Ireland, but I have not. I do not watch American Horror Story, actually. I'm a big baby when it comes to scary things. So I could not watch that at all. I would be very scarred and very upset for a long time. Nicole Richie's a fan of yours. Wait, what? Of mine? Are there any celebrity closets you would love to raid? Any celebrities you'd... Wait, tell me more. I'm so curious. Nicole Richie. I would love to do something with, oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. What the hell is her name? Alexa Chung. Okay, I just had like a moment, but I love Alexa Chung. I like that she's on YouTube now as well. I love her videos. I think that she is so funny and just like very witty. And she has like a very classy, timeless style. Love her. I'd love to do something with her. I also love Hot Lamode, if anybody knows his channel, Luke. He is amazing, so love his. He's not like a famous person or a celebrity or anything, but I'd love for him to someday like review my fashion. He'd probably tear me to shreds, but I would still be honored, so, you know. Favorite holiday? That's hard. But probably Christmas, because I like everything like all decorated and it just feels so jolly and happy, and I like fresh snow that's like all sparkly in the moonlight. Yeah, I love Luke too. He's so funny and he's amazing, and I would trust him with my life, honestly. Thank you for sharing your style. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm happy, and you know, I just remember being like younger and starting out dressing like 60s and 70s and wishing that I had, you know, somebody to watch on YouTube and give tips and whatever, so hopefully I'm helping some people out. Do you by chance listen to Arctic Monkeys album? I haven't really listened to a ton of theirs. I listened to that one, like when they were really, really popular. I think it was like 2015. It was like right when I graduated high school. But otherwise I haven't really listened to them since. So I didn't get super, super into them, but I remember jamming to them for a while, especially when running. I loved You Look Good on the Dance Floor, I think it's called. Again, I'm not super familiar with their stuff, so I might be saying it wrong, but it's something about a dance floor, and that was like my favorite song to run to. How do you transition to a day-to-day job being in social media? Well, I worked a long time while also doing social media stuff, so it took a long time to be able to not have like another job while doing this. So I would just say it takes time. Spread yourself out so that you can, you know, be versatile in like different ways of making money, because still there's some months where I don't like really make any money, and you just kind of have to get creative. And luckily with like vintage clothes, if worse comes to worse, I know that I can fall back. I have like vintage clothes that I could sell, you know, if worse comes to worse, I don't have any money or something, I know that that's worth money, so that's kind of like a good like savings, you know, at least. But like again, bundles is another good way. Selling jewelry, like I make little bits of money all over the place, really. So I'd say spreading yourself out is a big, big kind of a tip or a bonus for you if you can do that, because you'll be able to make more money. Because I would say like just social media, I don't make a ton of money from that, but it's like other little things that I do that kind of go along with that I make money in. Thank you, Bella. I'm super happy. I feel like last year I was saying that my goal was to wear more red, and here I am. I've noticed a lot that I've been wearing a lot of red, so it happened. It came true. Do you listen to funk music? I do. Not like a ton. I listen to a little bit of everything, but you know, I dabble. My Sims are celebrating it. Well, Merry Christmas to your Sims. Favorite 60s fashion designer? You know, I don't know if I know for sure. I really like Paco Rabanne, of course. Like the iconic chainmetal pieces are phenomenal, but there's so many. Miss the 70s fashion music? Yeah. Luckily we can still enjoy it. Sorry I got dared to do it for $1,000. Well, I hope you made $1,000, Ronald, because worth it. Yeah, I also love Amelia Pucci. I have not watched Mad Men. Again, I have a hard time kind of like watching new things or, you know, starting a show or something unless it's like really funny. Like I'm a person that if I'm watching something, I want to be laughing. And yeah, so not really. I haven't watched it. Everybody always tells me to like watch certain shows and I'm like the worst person because I'm like I don't watch things really. Even if I'm watching something, usually it's on in the background while I'm doing something else and I'm not really paying attention. Do you get yourself manicures and pedicures? I just like cut my nails. That's really the only thing I do. I used to really like painting my nails, but I don't like that anymore because I have to sit around forever to dry. I heard it's really bad for your nails, and I hate when it chips off, so I just like to rock the natural nail look. I don't really do anything besides like typical clipping. And I don't like going to get my nails done because I don't like other people touching my feet. I will not get a pedicure. No, that's a no for me. Way too ticklish. And no, I just can't deal with that. And manicures I don't really like getting because I have to sit there forever and sit still. So yeah. I still have my mood ring. That's awesome. Mood rings are classic. Any nice online shops that sell vintage jewelry? Most of my vintage jewelry I thrifted because it's something that I feel like I can find that's like really inexpensive usually too at a thrift store. So thrifting, I don't know if there's any specific stores that I go to for vintage jewelry. Again, usually I just kind of do a broad search. Thank you, Missy. That means so much. Honestly, thank you for like being a part and enjoying it and watching it and, you know, being here. Do you use Wattpad? I do not. How do you feel about the 80s? I'm a big lover of the 60s and 70s too, and I love the style and music of the 80s. I really liked 80s style for a while. Like, I didn't really dress in it with the way that I do, like 60s and 70s, but I definitely just have like a love for nostalgia in general. And so before I got into the 60s and 70s, I loved 80s style, and I loved to like wear I used to wear my mom's pom-pom jacket from the 80s, which is something that I have. I used to wear it all the time, and I'd like roll my jeans how they did in the 80s, how she taught me to make them like tighter to your leg. So there's like subtle nods to the 80s, but I never like fully on dressed like I do now. And I do like 80s music. I like some good, you know, dad rock. If you like older country, you should look into Colder Wall. I will have to do that. Was this all look inspired by Carolina? No, but I do love her. It was not. I just was actually trying to pick out something to wear, and I was like, well, I really want to wear this dress. And then this shirt was the one that best kind of matched for underneath it. And then I wanted to wear a hat as well, so this was the best hat that went with it too. And then also I was like, I need some kind of jewelry, but this neckline's kind of like weird for a necklace besides the ones that I always wear, of course. So I decided to wear this necklace around my waist. It's like a little kind of fine belt. Yeah, dad rock. You know, you hear it on the classic rock channels. Before I like had Sirius XM or anything, I'd pretty much just listen to the classic rock channels, which play like a lot of later 70s, 80s kind of rock and roll, which I really like too. I kind of feel like the 80s aren't anti-60s, 70s, so that's how I see it. Are anti-60s. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah, in a lot of ways, honestly. I just like nostalgia and a little bit of something from every decade, I feel like. I really like late 80s looks too and like early 90s. We just watched Uncle Buck, if anybody's familiar with that movie. And the like main kind of character girl, I really liked her outfits, like a big kind of floppy hat, and all of her like artsy teenage friends had a very cool style that really kind of reminded me of like an 80s take on a beatnik kind of a style. So yeah. Or early 90s. Maybe that movie was more early 90s, but still, you know, around that time. I do listen to the Sweets. Bella, girl, I do not even know. Honestly, try to eat healthy. I feel like everybody's bodies are just different, and they just change throughout time. Thoughts on that 70s show? Love, love, love. Do I like teasing my hair? I like the way it looks. I don't like brushing it out, but I'll deal with it for the way that it looks. Do you listen to old air checks? I do not. I'm still trying to master the cut crease for hood eyes. Thanks to you. I wish you luck, Brittany. All the luck in the world. Hello, Melissa. Revolver or Abbey Road? Probably Revolver. Revolver and Rubber Soul are really, really close for like my top albums. So definitely got to go with Revolver there. I have an aunt in Chicago, and she has like a lot of 60s and 70s clothes, and I can't wait for the corona thing to be over so she can send. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, lucky you. Send it to Germany. Wow. That's super cool. I wish that my like family had kept 60s and 70s stuff, but my mom's mom was too old. She was like a mom in the 60s and had teenage kids by then, so she wasn't really like into the style or anything, you know, too much of what I'm trying to dress like at least, and didn't keep anything. And then my dad's mom came from a really strict family, and she didn't really get into like the 60s pop culture or anything. She wasn't even allowed to listen to the radio, so she doesn't really like even like a lot of like 60s music. I know she likes CCR, but that's about it. Otherwise, she thinks I'm really funny. Like, she doesn't really understand. Like, I was listening to Pink Floyd, and I was listening to Money, and you know how there's like the cash register noises and everything? She's like, this music is just so weird. They have the weirdest noises in it. I was like, Grandma, this is your time. Like, what the heck? So yeah, I wish that my family would have kept their stuff. But again, they're all from like small towns and everything, so it wasn't quite the like 60s and 70s that we think of with like swinging London or like LA or anything. Morrison Hotel or Waiting for the Sun? I'd probably pick Waiting for the Sun. Any cool musician friends single? Asking for a friend. Let me think. You know, I don't know. I don't really ask them if they're single or not, I guess. Love beatnik looks from the 60s. I do too. So cool. And really timeless looking. The 90s were pretty cool, and I miss it a lot. Yeah, the 90s had some fun fashion. I really love that the 90s have come around and they have kind of like their own little subculture because it is such a cute look. The vintage store that I used to work in, Had a very like 90s, early 2000s vibe, and I just thought it was super cute. Have you dressed 50s? Actually, my very first job was at a 50s diner, and we had to wear like poodle skirts and scoop ice cream, and then we had to go up on this really busy street because at this point in my life, for like 3 years, I lived in Branson, Missouri, which, if you don't know what Branson, Missouri is, it's kind of like the country version of Las Vegas, but plus like not like Sin City. It's like very Bible Belty, so it has kind of like that main strip where there's like lots of different shows that you can go to and like all kinds of mini golf and whatever activities that the tourists come to do. And so my job was off of that road, and me and my friends would have to go out dressed up like little 50s poodle girls and like wave at people. So yeah, I dressed for 50s for that, and I did really like 50s at that time as well. Like I tried to do 50s inspired hairstyles, but I never was like fully dressing like vintage 50s, you know. My accent, I'm curious. Where are you from? Favorite writer is extremely funny. Favorite colors to pair together? That's a good question. I don't know. Favorite colors to pair together? Maybe like purple and like blue. I really like cool colors like that. As I'm wearing all warm colors. What a cute first job. It was really fun. It was super, super fun. And we got to like eat ice cream all day, and we made these huge funnel cakes that we'd like scoop ice cream onto, and they were delicious. But then like you could go home and you'd just been smelling like sweets all day. And my mom was like trying to start a bakery at the time. It was something that she was thinking about doing. She's an amazing cook and baker, and she would make like cupcakes. And so when I'd get home from work, she'd be like, "You need to try this cupcake. You need to try this cupcake." And I was like, I need to not. Like, I need like mashed potatoes or something, like nothing sweet. It really helped curb those kind of sweet tooth cravings for sure, being around that smell all day. Oh wow, that's awesome. I bet those would go for a lot of money now, so you should keep on to those. That stuff is collectible. I always feel like 90s brought back a lot of 60s. They totally did, totally. I completely agree. Hi there, you would match in Paris, France. Israel, nice. Las Vegas. Ooh, it's probably that northern accent. A lot of people say that I say like A's, like like bag. Like when I went to Missouri for those 3 years that I was talking about, I lived in Branson for 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade of school. So like from 13 to 15, but like 12, you know, I really moved there when I was 12, but I had just turned 13 anyways right when I got there. And yeah, a lot of people anyways said that I would say bag, like a bag. I call it a bag, but they would call it a bag. So that's when I noticed that I say my A is a little maybe weird. Would you come to Toronto for a meetup? I would love to. Honestly, I'd love to go to Toronto. Favorite gel eyeliner to use? You know, I do not, well actually it is a gel. The Tarte one that I really like is gel. Before I went like cruelty free, there was a L'Oreal one that I really liked as well, but pretty sure they're not cruelty free, so somebody let me know if I'm mistaken. But I love the Tarte one. It's a little bit expensive, but it literally lasts forever. Like I think I only bought one for like months and months, so the other ones I feel like run out a little bit faster as well. Where's Andrew? He's probably in the studio working on some music, something for his channel. I think he's maybe doing Lucy in the... No, he did Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Little Help from My Friends, maybe? Something Sgt. Pepper's. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you like the way I say them. You should come to the UK if you can. I would love to. Thank you, Alyssa. That means a lot, honestly. That's good to know since I make videos. Toronto. I met Lita Ford. Oh my gosh, you're so lucky. That's amazing. Where'd you meet her at? Like at a show or something? My first real job was pretty appropriate for a vintage girl. Looking back at it as a movie theater. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, I would love to work at a drive-in movie theater. I love drive-ins. I think they're so cute. Are you into clothes from India? I think that they're absolutely beautiful, yeah. Is your wedding put on hold because of COVID? For a while I thought it was going to be, but I think that it's going to be okay. We're keeping it very, very small anyways, but it's kind of planned out in the fall anyways, so hopefully it doesn't. We're all kind of like playing it by ear. You know, there's still a chance that it'd be canceled, but I'm hoping for the best. And vintage tips for newbies on a budget, by the way. Oh, thank you, Emma. For sure, thrifting always. Let's see. The best tip I would say is just to get familiar with like 60s silhouettes and styles and kind of get creative and think about how you can style modern clothes or clothes that you already have into a 60s and 70s style, because a lot of my clothes that I own are actually like modern things that can just be styled in like a 60s and 70s way. Like mini skirts are perfect, turtlenecks, high neck blouses, kind of like that square neckline. I feel like it's kind of like a 70s, like Renaissance, kind of early 70s, late 60s kind of a vibe. Sharon Tate wore those kind of tops a lot. What's the name of Andrew's Beale cover band? Well, the thing with Beale's cover bands is they actually kind of just take people from all over the place and like sub them in. So he had a band that they played with, but now they all moved to different places. Like Neil lives in New York City, Brendan lives in LA, and then Bobby, I don't know where he lives. He's kind of all over the place. I think he lives in New York too. But yeah, they don't really play together anymore, but it was called Beatle-rama. But now he just gets kind of like booked by other Beatles bands that are looking for like a George for a certain show or for a certain cruise, and they will hire him to do that. And that's kind of the way a lot of Beatles bands work, actually, is they'll look for like a certain person that they need. Like they'll maybe have a main cast, but a lot of times they will do subs, and so it's kind of like mixed in like that. Neil and Brendan are not in Chicago. They have not been for a while, actually. Neil moved a long time ago, and then Brendan moved a couple years ago, like maybe 2 now. Thank you, cute horror. You're so sweet, honestly. Nice. Asking favorite albums of Miss America on Netflix. I really want to watch that. I have not seen it, no. But I do plan on watching that. That's one thing I do intend to watch. Any chance we'll get a Beach Boys? I had not thought about that. I really am not too familiar with the Beach Boys partners or the Beach Boys in general. So I would love to do a little more research on that and definitely do them. I'll have to add them to the list for sure. Now I'm sure it's a music convention. A lot of rock stars show up and sometimes talk about it. Oh, that's sick. I wonder where that's held. Probably in like New York or something. Oh my gosh, your brother's in Miss America? That's amazing. Devyn, are you into roller skating? I was thinking the vintage roller skates out in the 70s. I really do like roller skating. I just found out recently. I went, I think last year that I went to LA for like the first time in a long time for roller skating. And it was super fun. We went to the Moonlight Rollerway. I went with like Olivia and Hyro and like some other girls, and we saw John C. Reilly there, which was crazy. And then I saw him there another time that we went, so he apparently frequents that place. But I do like roller skating. I'm not super good at it or anything, but it's super fun. So yeah, Andrew's actually really good at roller skating, but he uses like the I think the blades, it's just like not the quads, you know? So he likes to do more like trick stuff, or did more back in the day. I hate Jude face mask. That's cute. Neil and his girlfriend live in Chicago, so they do all their videos remotely. Yes, they do. They send them, and then like sometimes it's a rare chance. Like in a few videos, Neil's been able to be here, or Brendan's been able to be here for like another show or something, and they swing by the house and maybe like stay upstairs in our extra room. And then they do a bunch of recording while they're here, but most of the time, and of recently because of quarantine, they've all been doing their things remotely, just taking the videos themselves, sending them in. Andrew edits and compiles the video. Neil usually does the mix for the music, so they just kind of like send things back and forth. Do you think Under My Thumb is about Marianne Faithfull? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised since she was like hanging out with them. That song's kind of crazy, honestly, a little harsh. I love Branson, you described it perfectly. I'm from the South. Yeah, honestly, that is the epitome of Branson, but Branson is really cute. I love Silver Dollar City. When did you and Andrew meet? We met 2016? Was it 2016? Yeah, I think so. Yes. 2016. September, and I actually saw him in a video playing George Harrison in a Beatles tribute band, and I was friends with the guy who normally plays the George Harrison role in that Beatles tribute band, and I was like, well, this guy's cute, but it's not my friend Marty. So I texted Marty trying to get, you know, some information out of him, like who is this guy that's playing George. And so I texted him and I was like, Marty, who's in this video? Like, this isn't you. What's going on? And he's like, oh, that's just Andrew. Yeah, I had to play a different show or whatever. And so I was like, okay, well, that helps me a little bit. At least I know his first name. So I went on Marty's Facebook friends list and I looked through the Andrews. And luckily, Andrew's Facebook profile was him in a Sgt. Pepper suit, so it wasn't too hard to find. But then I just added him as a friend, and when he added me back, I sent him a message, and originally he thought that I was like somebody who had been to the show, like an older lady with a Patty Boyd, because he thought that my profile picture was Patty Boyd. I felt like I looked a little more like Patty when I was younger. I had a little more of a rounder face. So he thought that I was just like somebody who had been to the show and was just like messaging him to say good job, but I was like, no, I was like sliding into the DMs. Oh my gosh. What's up, Freya? And yeah, so that's pretty much how we met. We just started talking and then we never stopped talking. We exchanged Snapchats, and then, yeah, well, yeah, the first day was Alice Cooper concert. So I was gonna go to the Alice Cooper concert. I was like talking to him, and I couldn't find anybody for the life of me to go along with me, so I was like, I'm just gonna go alone, I don't care, and I was telling him about it, and he's like, oh, well, the show's in Milwaukee, that's only an hour and a half. Hey, Andrew, it's only an hour and a half away from me, so I'll go to the concert with you if you want me to. And I was like, sure. So that was like our first date. That's where we technically met each other like in person, and yeah, then we hung out like a couple more times shortly after that, and then decided to start dating. So yeah. The Darkness, I'm not really familiar with them, no. I have heard, but I haven't listened to any music. Andrew and Freya here, it's a full party. It is a full party. Love the new Lucy video. Hell yeah. The gang's all here. The gang is all here, you guys. This is a full party now. Love from Brazil. Aw, sending you love from Chicago. Was there anyone who got you into the 60s and 70s fashion? For sure the Beatles and like Jane Asher and Patty Boyd and Cynthia and Lennon and Maureen, of course. They all kind of were like the people who I saw first in pictures and was like, that is what I want to look like. Least favorite artists from the 60s or 70s? I can't really get into Yes that much. I don't know what it is. I'm just not like a super big fan. I feel like I could, like, with a certain mood, I can get into anything, but like normally I'm not like, yeah, let's jam to Yes, you know, or like, same for like Led Zeppelin kind of with me. It's just not super my vibe, but I definitely like their music and like will listen to it, you know, but it's not my normal go-to. I have to be in a very specific mood. Do you cut and style your own hair or do you go to a salon? I will give myself bang trims once in a while, but I have a hairstylist that I go to and she is amazing. And yeah, I cannot wait to get my hair cut again once this is all done. Yeah, definitely. You know, not everybody's gonna like everything, so. Do you like Kansas? I do like some Kansas, you know. I'm fixing my dress, sorry guys. My shirt was like riding up, so I'm just pulling that down. What's your favorite movie? For sure, Phantom of the Opera. I really love The Boat That Rocked as well. It is like so good. I recommend everybody watch that. I feel like it's so underrated compared to like Almost Famous. The Boat That Rocked is like iconic and amazing, and I wish that I was a radio DJ on a boat. What type of dance did you do? I did, it sounds so funny now, but I did do some hip hop dance. I've done ballet, or I did ballet all throughout when I was younger. And then I did a little bit of jazz, I did a little bit of tap, again, all when I was younger, but then like when I was older in high school, we did hip hop, I did jazz one year, and then we didn't have a jazz team, so I couldn't do that. I did pom, which I loved pom. It's pretty much like, you know, kind of like a cheerleading style dance where you have pom-poms in your hand. But yeah, so. Thank you, Alyssa. What's up? Do you like Guess Who or Rush? I love the Guess Who. I like Rush a little bit, but I had an ex-boyfriend who that was their favorite band, so it kind of just reminds me of that every single time. Hi from Denmark. Wow, all over the place. What's up, girl? When did you start developing your style? I feel like all throughout your life you kind of are developing your style in a way. You're just kind of like playing around with things, and I've always been pretty experimental with my style at least, and my mom always let me, for the most part, you know, wear what I wanted. Of course, there's gonna be, you know, some no's, but she was very good about like just kind of letting me do my own thing. So I feel like it's always been a little bit of work in progress, but the 60s and 70s like love and passion for me started when I was 15. The Guess Who is fabulous, honestly. Totally amazing. Love, love, love. Who is Betty Tree or Betty Boyd? I don't know if I could say either is better. They're both like iconic. They're both like equally amazing. And for like different reasons, you know, they both have like a totally different look and are gorgeous and super talented models. So that is so hard. I feel like I lean towards Patty Boyd a little more because I just have like a more personal connection. Like she's one of the people who started getting me into like 60s and 70s fashion, and also like gave me a lot of confidence with like my smile and everything. So yeah. Ooh, my favorite vintage piece. Oh, that's so hard. Let's go to the closet, you guys. I have this really, really pretty fringe. I'm just gonna set you here for now. It's gonna be a little overexposed. It's not bad, actually. I have this really nice shawl that somebody gave me at the Groovy Picnic meeting we did, meetup kind of a thing in LA. And Pam, she gave me this beautiful shawl that has all this fringe all over it, and I love, love, love it so much. Like, it's like this amazing sequin kind of a fringe shawl, and it's like really soft on this side of it too, so it's nice to just kind of like throw around you at night when you want to be warm. I wore it because I left for a cruise in LA like right after that LA trip that I got this, so I had it with me, and it came in handy a lot because it gets a little chilly at night, you know? with the ocean breeze, and so this was awesome. Just kind of like wrap it around, and then you can stick your fingers through these little holes here, which help to keep it on. So this is for sure one of my favorite things by far. And it's really pretty for like decoration. I like to decorate like hotel rooms or like rooms that I'm staying in, like on the cruise and everything. And I hung that over this picture that I thought was kind of ugly in the room, and it made a beautiful wall hanging. Let's see, my favorite piece. We just hung this wall, or this mirror on the wall the other day too. It's got a scarf on it because it has a crack in the mirror. That actually happened before I bought it, but I waited too long to return it, and I kind of like it anyways, so. Let's see, favorite vintage piece. This room is a disaster, so don't look too close. Actually, you can't really tell that it's a disaster from this angle, so we're good. Let's see, favorite vintage piece. I love this dress because it's just like unlike anything that I've ever seen before. Like, sorry, my finger's in the way. Love this. It's like the perfect mini length dress. I got it for $9 too at this place called Avalon in St. Louis, which is similar to a Buffalo Exchange, but I feel like less picked over in the vintage section and a lot less expensive in the vintage section too. Like $9 for this. And it's got these coins around the neck and around the sleeves. So this is really cool. Very special. Just like unlike anything else I really have. This is also something that's really special because it was like my first vintage designer kind of piece, and it's Emilio Pucci. And this I got in LA. So it's cute, and I like that it's kind of like semi-sheer because I kind of like that look in the summertime. Like wear a cute kind of pair of panties with it that like match like a light pink or something. I think that'll be very cute, kind of GTOs-esque. I mean, this was one of my very first vintage items, so it holds a special place in my heart just for that. I've shortened it since, but I just shorten things usually without cutting them so that I can take them back down when I want to. Just a little tip that's always good to do. So that's. And then of course I have this dress that I got from Miss Pamela, which is special to me just because it's from Miss P. And it's like a 1930s slip dress. It's super pretty. It's got this like lace kind of a thing here with a little bow applique. And then some lace across the bottom as well. So that is very special as well. Oh my gosh. This, I have to mention this. This is turning into a more than one favorite thing from the closet, but I can't pick one. I'm very indecisive. So, this fringe go-go two-piece that I found at a antique store on like the north side of Chicago. It's called the Volo Auto Museum, but they have a huge vintage store or like multiple buildings with a bunch of vintage in it, so highly recommend. I got this for way cheaper than it should have been. I think I only got it for $40, and that seems really absurd to me because this is like an actual authentic go-go piece that somebody wore dancing back then, and I love it so much. I can't wait to go out and dance in this summer because I got it like right when it was starting to be chilly as well here, so I haven't really been able to properly take it out on the town yet. So yeah, also these kind of things are really special to me, and that's why actually I think somebody asked this question. Oh dang, I'm late if she's been streaming that long. Sorry, Freya. Yeah, I've been streaming for quite a while, honestly. Oh, we're taking a trip. Yeah, that is true. I think somebody asked this question. I saw it and now I can't find it anymore. But if there's like pieces that I don't really wear, and these are kind of things that I usually don't wear. I wore this for a photo shoot, this little vest in here. But if I wore these out, I'd have to be really careful because I feel like they're super, super old and like costume kind of pieces. This vest I got in Nashville, and it's super amazing. It's like a lace-up kind of a thing in the back, and it's got like some boning in it, it feels like. Not like actual bones, but similar to, you know, the idea of boning, whereas it gives it a little more structure and everything. So that's something. And then this jacket as well that I found actually at Buffalo Exchange, but it's insane. And I'd be very wary of wearing this out to a bar just because I feel like somebody would for sure spill beer on me that night, and it would be sad. But it's really gorgeous. And I love it just hanging up on the wall. I think it makes for a beautiful decoration. My house is super dark. See, it's like the middle of the day, and this is what we got because there's no windows. Okay. Almost midnight here, 6 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, I've been streaming for like 2 hours now, and I have to kind of pee, to be honest, so I need to go to Chicago. Yes, let me know when you do, Alyssa, because, girl, we're gonna go shopping together. Oh, Gloria, if you can hear it. I wonder where you got your red jumpsuit. Is it vintage? Like the short sleeve one, it is vintage, and my friend Gracie sent it to me. I've gotten a couple pieces from her, honestly. She sent me like a lot of clothes when she first was gonna sell her vintage clothes, which was so nice. So that one is a vintage one, and then I have a long sleeve jumpsuit as well, which is actually a gift that I got from Saudade Vintage, and that is not vintage. She actually made that herself. She does like vintage reproduction. It's like 3:30 p.m. here. Yeah, same. So that means I've been streaming for almost 2.5 hours. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I've got to cut this off. I could just sit here and talk to you guys forever, honestly. So I'm going to start doing these more often. Maybe, I don't know, once a week while quarantine. Like, let me know what you guys are thinking. If you'd want like once a week, or if I should just do like every now and then. Is this something you guys would want to be like a regular thing? I do a regular live stream on Instagram, or I'm starting to. I missed last week's just because like the person that I'm trying to do it with, it didn't quite work out. So we're gonna do it this week, tomorrow actually. And so I go live once a week on Instagram, and we do like this painted faces thing where we pick a theme. I have my guest pick the theme, and then we do our makeup on the live stream and chat and everything. So that's something, but it's also different just to sit here and chat with you guys and have questions be answered, you know, whatever. So yeah, we'll let a girl know. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys today. Once a week or maybe a couple per month. Yeah, it'd be super fun. Okay, I'll for sure do it. Quite related doing this, so yeah, do it again. Sweet. It didn't seem that long. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that it's not been too unbearable. I want to see the clothes that I get everything on. Aw, well, thank you. I'm happy to bring a smile to your face, honestly, and you always bring one to mine. So cool talking. It's been great talking with you guys too. Seriously, love you guys so much. Thank you all for 90K. Unbelievable. If I would have said this to myself like that, or if I could talk to myself from a couple years ago even, or even just last year, I would say, yeah, not happening, like you're crazy. So thank you so much. Honestly, you guys are making my dreams come true, literally. And I love you guys so much. And I hope to just like bring a little bit of positivity to your day, bring a smile, you know, maybe share some tips that I have from starting to dress vintage from, you know, not really anything, and then, you know, getting to do what I do now. So I love you guys so, so, so much. I hope you're having a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. Outro, you know. But seriously, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'll probably do one of these again, and I'll try to make it a little more planned like I did with this one, where I write it in the community so that people can plan for it. So have a great day, and talk to you guys later.